Hey guys, my name is Ashleen Farrell. I am 22 years old and I'm a recent graduate of the McMaster BFA Studio Arts program, and welcome to my Artist Talk. Up until my fourth year, I had a really hard time mixing my personal life into my artwork, and I always felt unsatisfied with my outcomes because nothing ever felt authentic. And so I decided to take fourth year as an opportunity to try and be more open and vulnerable and talk about my everyday life and the good and the bad and the ugly. In my first semester of fourth year, I tried to work with textiles and started with embroidery. My first piece was called Take Comfort in My Pain, and it was supposed to be a visualization of what my pain looks like every day, and I felt like this was a great way to start being vulnerable with others. This first project served as a launch pad for me to start advocating for myself better, and it really left me feeling empowered. From there, I went on to the 5 stages of grief for my next piece. It is a 12-foot tall textile piece that is structured like a journal entry, and it talks about the confluence between mental and physical pain. It chronicles my process of grieving for my old body and its capabilities. It rambles, it goes back and forth, it has run-on sentences, but it's really a stream of consciousness and authentic to me. In between semesters, I started to focus a bit more heavily on grief. Not just grief for my body, but grief in mourning for loved ones and anticipatory grief. 2 of my closest relatives were diagnosed with terminal cancer, and another one died. So I needed to start taking my pain and channeling it into my art, and so I left embroidery and textile work behind me. After that, I started doing emotion-driven little sketches and drawings, and it just let me take all the stress away and just focus on putting my feelings into artwork. At that point, I had a couple friends that were focusing on digital art, and it was a medium that I hadn't tried before. I found digital art really useful and helped me solve a lot of problems that I was coming up against in a lot of other mediums. I started using drippy imagery, representational and sometimes abstract imagery, and color blocking instead of shading, and these really started to fit into what I wanted to produce in my artwork. I've really used digital drawing as a way to work through anger and confusion and everything that comes with grief. After feeling unsatisfied with other mediums and having trouble expressing myself through my art for such a long time, I've left my undergrad feeling really proud of the steps that I've taken and where I am now. I feel like I've created a new art style that's really authentic to who I am, and I'm able to express myself and talk about difficult topics now. And I'm really happy with all of the time that I've had with McMaster and how much I've grown, and I want to thank McMaster and the McMaster Museum of Art for everything you've done for me. And yeah, thank you for listening to my Artist Talk. Bye!